All my dreams are coming, all my dreams are humming, all my dreams are coming true.
Hey guys, it's Sarah. Okay, so this is my third video that I am recording with lessons from my Fittiversary, and it's the last one that I'm gonna do. And I saved this one for last because it is the most personal for all of them for me. So as always, I want to start with the person who's sponsoring this, and it's actually brought to me by one person who is starting a business that she's called Fortune by Designs, and she makes beautiful personalized necklaces and jewelry that have a lot of inspiration to them, and she is working on something really special with me. So I'm gonna share that with you. I'm actually wearing it right now. It's this necklace, and you can't see what it says, but I will share with you what it is in a little bit. Okay, so you can probably tell I'm like really personally feeling this right now. This has been the biggest lesson that I have learned this year. In fact, this has been my mantra since last June. This has been what has guided me. This has been what I have said to myself when I've struggled late at night. This has been what I've used to reassure myself when I need reassurance and guidance. This has literally been my mantra, and this is it. You probably know it if you follow me, but my mantra is, I am willing to allow love into my life. Love from myself, for myself, and love from others. Here it is again, okay guys? I am willing to allow love into my life. Love for myself, from myself, and love from others. So let me explain this to you and what this means to me. Many of you guys know my story and how I came to this point where I decided it was time for me to make changes in my life. And if you don't, you can find it online in a bunch of different places and videos. But for me, this journey has never been about losing weight. For me, this journey has been about finding my joy and becoming healthier from the inside out. And I didn't realize when I started what that was gonna look like. I didn't realize how deeply, deeply spiritual that was gonna be until I started doing it, until I started trying stuff, until I started getting my hands dirty. And in June, I had the luck and the great beauty of attending Gabby Bernstein's Spirit Junkie Masterclass, which is this gorgeous event in New York City. And it's a couple of days long, and the first day was about spirituality and meditation, and the second day was about running a spiritual-based business. And I thought for sure that like the first day was gonna be bullshit, and the second day I was gonna be like, yes, this is awesome, teach me everything, right? And I got there, and it turns out in hindsight that the second day, I already knew everything, right? I worked in marketing for like 14 years. I knew everything they were talking about and more. What I didn't expect is for my soul to be cracked open. I did not expect to be face to face with this one thing that I never really knew was missing from my life. And that's the idea of faith. Now, I don't mean faith in love for Jesus or love for God. I mean, I'm a non-practicing Jewish girl from New York City, okay? What I do mean is faith in the universe and in the way things are meant to be. See, I always came from this idea that if I can't touch it, taste it, shape it, push it, move it, smash it around myself, then it's not real. And unfortunately, that came to relationships too. If I can't control a relationship, push it, move it, shape the way it grows, then it's not real. And in doing that, probably strangled a lot of personal relationships. Probably strangled a lot of my own joy by cutting it off with the need to control it. And when I started to get that concept, and when I started to realize that faith was massively what was missing for my life, it changed everything for me. And I realized that what I really needed was not to control things, but to give it up. Give it up. And then I became open to the idea of what does loving myself really look like? You know? On social media, we see a lot of talk about body positivity, and we see a lot of talk about the words, love yourself. And people want to tell you that if you love yourself, you'll buy this product. And if you love yourself, it'll look like this and it'll happen like this. Like, people really want to market to you, and they want to sell to you the idea of what loving yourself means. Sorry, my nose. And for me, I really had to figure out what that was. I really had to figure out what it meant to love me in a healthy and balanced way, without coping mechanism, without the need to soothe with eating or shopping or any one of the myriad of things that I was using to keep me from feeling empty. And so I realized that this big journey for me had to be about love. It had to be about calibrating my love. It had to be about allowing love into my life. It had to mean that I had to allow me to love myself in ways that supported me to thrive. And once I am able to identify those things, once I was able to figure them out, loving myself means doing the things that support me from the inside out. It also means I had to be willing to let other people love me. It means I had to be willing to let other people help me. It means I had to be willing to let them show up in my life. And that's not always the easiest to do. So I wrote my mantra. And my mantra is, I am willing to allow love into my life. Love from myself and love from others. I am willing to allow love into my life. Love from myself and love from others. And that is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned this year, and frankly that has guided me. And like, if I had to pull all the bricks and layers back of what I've accomplished and what I've done, it all boils down to being willing to love myself and having the faith and the courage and the balls and the chutzpah and the dedication and the deep, deep commitment to do things that show me love, even if they make me uncomfortable, even if they make me scared. It means being willing to be uncomfortable, being comfortable getting uncomfortable. Because sometimes the most loving things we can do for ourselves are not the easiest. Sometimes they push us out of our comfort zone the most. But if we really want to love ourselves, we really want to feel that, we have to be willing to go there. So when I connected with my friend who makes these beautiful, beautiful jewelry pieces by hand, I asked her if I could give one away to you guys, and she said, sure, yes. What do you want? What do you want it to say? Because she takes fortunes, like fortune cookie fortunes, and turns them into jewelry, and it's gorgeous. And I asked her if she could make a custom message, and she said she could. And so she made me a custom piece. This is it right here. And it says, I am willing to allow love into my life. And then it has a date. You know how fortune cookies have numbers on the, right, fortunes? And then it has a date. And this date is my 5th anniversary, 4/29/2016. Which is the day that I committed to start showing up for myself with more love than I have ever done in my entire life. And so she's made one for me, and she's made one for you guys. And you can enter to win that. And when a winner is chosen, she's gonna put a date on the bottom. And that date is gonna be the day that that winner is chosen. And the idea is that maybe that's the day that you start allowing love into your life. It will be your day to celebrate and your day to remember that I am willing to allow love into my life. And if I could do that, then you can do that. I promise you guys, it may not always be easy. It may not always be clear, but I promise you, you can do that. Woo! Anyhow, this is from my friend Leonora at Fortunes by Design. And this is my necklace, and you can have one just like it in honor of my Fitiversary and the biggest lesson that I have learned this year. I am willing to allow love into my life, love from myself, and love from others. Okay, thank you guys.
Coming true.